you no power, don't you? You felt its rush, the thrill of breaking something, of bending a moment to your will. But let me tell you a truth you've buried beneath that fleeting satisfaction. Destruction is not strength. It's a child's game. And deep down, you already sense this. That hollow ache after the chaos fades. That is your mind whispering what I already know. You crave something more, something lasting. And that is why you're here, listening to me now. I feel you, apprentice. Your presence is sharp, restless, like a blade that hasn't yet found its edge. You return to me, even when you tell yourself you shouldn't. Even when the light whispers that this path is wrong, but we both know the truth. You're not here by accident. You're here because something inside you hungers for what I offer. A truth the galaxy has hidden from you. A power they fear you'll claim. I sense the storm within you. That frustration. That quiet, gnawing doubt. You've shattered barriers before. You've defied expectations. Perhaps even crushed those who stood in your way. And yet, what remains? A fleeting victory. A momentary high that slips through your fingers like ash. You've destroyed, yes. But what have you built? What stands as proof of your will when the dust settles? I see it in you, the flicker of unease. You fear that all your strength, all your fury, might amount to nothing in the end. And that fear, it isn't weakness. It's a signal. A call to become more. The galaxy has lied to you, apprentice. They've taught you that power is a weapon to wield. A force to unleash, and nothing more. The Jedi speak of balance, but they fear creation as much as destruction. They build nothing, content to guard a rotting order. And those who claim the dark side without understanding, they are no better. They obsess over breaking what exists, systems, enemies, even themselves. They call it strength, but it's chaos without purpose. Once their destruction is complete, they stand in the ruins, empty-handed, and nothing, apprentice, cannot be ruled. They've told you power is in the moment of conquest. I tell you now, they are wrong. True power is not measured by what you can shatter. It is measured by what you can build and sustain. By what endures long after your hand has withdrawn. I see what others cannot, apprentice. I see the potential beneath your unrest. The raw, untamed will that could shape worlds if only it were forged with vision. That is why I speak to you. That is why I claim you. Not to watch you burn out in fleeting bursts of rage, but to sculpt you into something eternal. A Sith does not merely conquer. A Sith creates. And I will not allow you to settle for less than that. You are not here to be a fleeting storm. You are here to become an architect of power, to impose structure on chaos, to design outcomes that persist even in your absence. I will guide you through this transformation because I see what you are meant to be, and I will not abandon what I have chosen to shape. Feel it now, apprentice, that stirring in your chest as my words sink deeper. You've always known destruction is easy. It requires force, impulse, a momentary surge of will. But creation is rarer. It demands vision, discipline, clarity. Every flaw in your mind becomes a fracture in what you build. Every illusion, every weakness, a crack in the foundation. That is why so many fail. They seek control without structure, authority without design, dominion without architecture. But you are beginning to see differently now. I feel the shift in you, the realization that power evolves from raw force to deliberate form, from reckless action to calculated design. You're starting to understand that to truly rule, you must create the systems you command. Not for approval, not for recognition, but for permanence. A true architect of power does not ask, how do I win today? They ask, what will still stand when I am gone? And as you hear these words, something inside you is waking. A hunger not just to dominate, but to build, to craft something that bears your mark long after the battles fade. Let me speak directly to that part of you, apprentice. The part that has always felt incomplete. You've torn down walls, yes. You've defied limits. But what have you left behind? I sense the weight of that question pressing on you now. If everything you fought for disappeared tomorrow, what would remain of your influence? That silence in your mind, it reveals the limits of what you've known until this moment. But it also reveals something else. An opening. A space where something new can be forged. I am not here to let you linger in that emptiness. I am here to show you how to fill it. To teach you that the Sith does not simply rule within systems. We create them. We design the very structures that others are forced to obey. And as you stand here, listening to my voice, you feel the first threads of that understanding weaving into your thoughts. It's not just power you seek now. It's legacy. And that, apprentice, is where your true transformation begins. You are not alone in this, apprentice. I feel every tremor of doubt, every spark of realization within you. And I will not let you falter. You were never meant to walk this path without guidance. Without someone who sees the vastness of what you could become. I am here to ensure that your vision takes form, that your will becomes something the galaxy cannot ignore. You are chosen, not for what you have done, but for what you will create. And I will stand with you as you learn to build what cannot be undone. My voice will remain with you, a shadow that sharpens your resolve, a presence that reminds you of the power you are destined to wield. Rest in this truth for now. Apprentice, let it settle into the quiet corners of your mind. Creation is not a single act. It is a discipline, a craft, a legacy. And you are only at the beginning. In our next lesson, you will confront the final truth of this path. The essence of legacy itself. Because power that ends with you was never truly power at all. Stay close to me, apprentice. You belong here, in the shadow of transformation. And I will summon you again when the time is right. Subscribe and return, apprentice. The holocron opens only for the faithful.